In the winter of 2011, my unit and I were tasked to bringing back a company full of Marines that had been out in the desert fighting a war for about 4 months. That was the first time that I realized the potential and how great this aircraft really is. It was about 15 degrees out in the middle of the desert on an air base in Afghanistan when I watched in the middle of the night 853 Echoes fly out into the desert to pick up these guys. About 2-3 hours later, they came back with about 400 guys that had been tired of fighting and shooting and taking care of business out there in the desert, doing what they needed to do. That was when I realized how awesome this aircraft really is and what it's capable of doing. Ever since its first flight, which was in 1974, and then in 1981, the 53 Echo finally came into service. And ever since then, it's been in every major combat operation that the United States has been in, from the Gulf War to Iraq to Afghanistan to humanitarian operations. Anything this aircraft is capable of doing it. It has the capabilities of being able to lift more, carry more, fly longer, anything you want. It can aerial refuel, it can carry up to 30,000 pounds, and it also can fly up to 150 knots. Ever since 1974, 234 total aircraft were made. Recently, there's been a lot of talk about bringing an upgraded version of this, which would be the CH-53 Kilo. And there's a lot of speculation to why we should or why we shouldn't do this. One of the reasons why we shouldn't is because of the cost of this aircraft. The F-35 has been in the news for a lot because of the price tag that comes with it. And the Kilo is up there too. The Kilo per aircraft is going to cost $131 million, where the Echo was only costing $24 million to produce. There's a lot of other things that you have to take into consideration when you're talking about the Kilo versus the Echo. The Echo already has a supply system set up. We already have parts in our system. We already know what happens, what breaks, what really needs to be done to keep this aircraft running and functioning and being able to do the mission. The Kilo, it has no supply system. It doesn't have any parts. There's still a lot of contracts out that need to be made to individual companies, which, yes, it's going to be good if we can get all that set up, but it's going to take a lot longer. The aircraft will fly, something will break, and then it will just sit there, not being able to do anything because of the companies waiting on contracts and waiting for parts and waiting for things like that. Another big thing is going to be the training the pilots, training the technicians, the maintainers, and all that. So the pilots for the Echo are already set up, whereas the Kilos have no pilots except the civilian pilots right now that are testing the current aircraft that are coming into production. Those pilots are going to have to go through the same training with the civilians, and then they're going to have to set up a whole different squadron to be able to train these new pilots to be able to even fly the Kilos. And the same thing with the maintainers. There are no maintainers to keep these aircraft flying. The Echoes have 3 squadrons on the East Coast, 4 on the West Coast, 2 in Hawaii, and 1 deployed in Okinawa. We have full functioning squadrons all over the world already for these aircraft. If we were to move into the Kilos, we would have to make up hangars, make up maintainers, educate the maintainers, and put them through a schoolhouse, a formal training, so that they're able to fix these aircraft correctly. There is no schoolhouse. They're going to have to build a brand new schoolhouse and then teach the instructors at the schoolhouse to be able to teach the brand new Marines to be able to fix this and build up qualifications and the capabilities of a fully functioning squadron before it's able to deploy. Keeping the 53 Echo in the long run would be a way cheaper option, and it's already proven itself to be a more than capable aircraft. Comparing it for price and the time that we're going to be wasting trying to keep bringing the Kilo program into effect is going to, in the long run, it's going to cost way more than what the Echo has already cost us. That's why I believe that the Echo should be, instead of completely retiring this aircraft, we should be able to refurbish and put more money into the Echo program instead of getting rid of it altogether.